the Master of Ceremonies then, Peter Dennis, to introduce him.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main contest in the Frank Warren promotion, sponsored by Locksway Finance and Investment Company from York Hall, Bethnal Green, for the British middleweight title. The contest is made at 11 stone 6 pounds, 12 rounds of 3 minutes each round. In the red corner, wearing blue trunks with 8 wins, 1 defeat, from Gloucester, the challenger, Johnny Melfah. And fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with 40 wins, 23 by knockout, and only 1 defeat in an outstanding career, from Sheffield, the current British middleweight champion, Herol.
So he's lost the microphone there, the MC. Now it's something's gone wrong there as he's trying to get the announcement of the referee, who's Don Coyle from the Midlands, very experienced referee has become. So he's having a shout now, fairground barker stuff now. He's an actor, this fella, so he'll enjoy padding this part. As Melfah's, well, I'm sure he doesn't mind me saying, he's a mean-looking fella, this, isn't he? And he's fixing those eyes right across there on Graham. And Graham really has fought so much higher class, of course, with that 1 defeat to Sambu Kalambay as Mr. Coyle. Sambu Kalambay, and in retrospect, of course, that's not a bad defeat, really, because he's now had 3 World Championship defences, Kalambay, and that's the one now that Graham would like to go for. There's the rundown, final one then, of the ages and weights. And all the statistics can go out of the window now because it's all about who hits who first. And Graham has this Houdini reputation. Southpaw, so good at slipping punches. Oh yes, you can see now that's always a little bit of needle that's grown up before this fight. We can tell that by the way he threw him there afterwards. Melfah's getting the cheers now. There's 8 coach loads have come up from Gloucester to support this fella. No, shoved him over there, quite right. It's the second time, actually, and referee Coyle was onto that, all right. It was a bit obvious. As I said, he's a most annoying man to fight, Graham, but the thing is, he gets the results. 1 loss and 1 draw out of 41 wins. It's incredible, really. They're not really getting to grips here. There's punches falling short and a few shoves, and it's 2 falls on the submission if we're not careful.
Yeah, well, I think Graham is paying Melfah a lot of respect. He knows obviously the punching power, and he has started his usual cagey fashion. He's just staying slightly out of punching range, trying to get Melfah to reach with his punches. So there goes the right hand. You can see that the power in those punches, but Graham's concentration is where it should be.
Well, he's got a Lonsdale belt outright, Graham, if he can win this one, and he nearly had 3 falls there in 1 round. He nailed him on the way down, and when he went on 1 knee, Melfah's not too pleased about that. And he's looking up Melfah to say, what is he doing? And Billy Aird, the manager's being pulled down from the corner there, he's protesting. And quite rightly, referee Cole saying you can cut that out.
I get the impression Melfah was making the best of that a little bit. I mean, he should have better balance than that. If you have decent balance and power, an opponent shouldn't be able to push onto the floor as often as this.
So the countdown then for the end of the first. And it's catch me if you can at the moment by Graham. And he did, right on the bell. Going to progress then, round 2. Jim, Graham really is the most frustrating man to fight, isn't he?
Yeah, he's so awkward. He's thinking so much about defence, and then when he goes to work, he lunges. He's been lunging all the way through the first round at Melfah. You know, he doesn't move in smoothly. Everything he does is his own particular style. Very, very awkward.
Trying to unload some stuff now. He's been known to score one-round knockouts over pretty good opposition. Remember Jimmy Price, for instance, in London. Graham did him in 1 round. And he defeated the former European champion, Kaluli. Comes out of Denmark now. That was in 10th round. So he does pull out the tough punch when he needs it. But often he takes just that too long to really get the finish right. And leading up to this, it was Melfah who was reckoned to have the harder punch of the two, but he hasn't really landed one solidly. Oh yes, we're getting a little bit of a showboating now. I remember he did this years ago, Graham, when we covered him up in Liverpool. Melfah can't come to terms with this, Jim, can he, at all?
I think Melfah's lack of experience might be more of a drawback than we first expected. He's not even getting himself into punching range, and he's been very tentative with his own punches. Melfah's going to have to move in towards Graham and let some punches go. Graham's backing him up all the way through this round, and there's no way Melfah's going to have any success if this continues.
He really, as they say in the trade, Jim, fancies the job now, doesn't he, Graham? He's, as you can see, dropping the arms here, showing off, and just picking this fellow off as he wants as we come up to the end of the first. Let's go over to the studio and have a word with Barry McGuigan about this. And we're into round 3 then. He's certainly got to take his chances a bit more now, Melfah. You can't win championships backing off and being picked off as easily as this. Trying to turn this into an exhibition, Jim, isn't he, Graham?
Yeah, well, Graham's doing the right thing. He's pushing the heavier puncher back onto his back foot, taking the sting out of his punches. He's keeping Melfah off balance by showing him little feints and a little bit of showboating. But Graham's really boxing well at this moment. Melfah's the man who's going to have to brighten up his act a little bit.
Changing the arc of those punches a bit now, Graham. He shot that right-hand lead uppercut in. There it is again. Well, unless he can get that haymaker home there, Jim Melfah is in danger of getting outclassed here.
Yeah, the problem that Melfah has, I don't even think he's going to catch Graham with haymakers, but he's going to have to find a way to exert some pressure, go forward there. Rather than try to avoid Graham's punches, he's going to have to try and block them and get himself into range to let punches go. He's not going to manage to slip Graham's punches because Graham's a little bit too accurate. He's going to have to catch the punches in his arms and then move in, get into range.
Well, we've had advice from two former world champions in Messrs. Watt McGuigan, so I only wish we could pass them on to Melfah. As I said earlier, it's such a difficult man to catch, Graham. Talking to a top American middleweight who's remained nameless, and I said, would you like to fight him? And he said, I think he's chairman of the Who Needs Him club. Round 4. And to repeat it, the middleweight championship defense by Herol Graham. Scheduled for 12 rounds, of course. And Melfah went through the elimination series to get this shot. It wasn't hand-picked. The thing is, Jim, I mean, he's winning by a distance at the moment, Graham, but, you know, when we're judging at world level, you always want to see something just that more positive all the time, don't you?
Yeah, I suppose we have to keep in mind the fact that Melfah does have the power to take Graham out with one hit. He is a powerful puncher. So Graham's having to do the job on him, yep.
Well, as he hit him there and then just shoved him into the ropes. So one hopeful swing there by Melfah, and as I said, the coach loads of Gloucester supporters, they needed something to cheer them up, I would think, at that stage. Blooded around the nose there too, Melfah. I'm not surprised. He's eaten enough leather.
See, Graham's so experienced. He's never allowing Melfah to get set, to get any power into his punches. He's keeping him off balance. He's moving from side to side, in and out, messing him around. Melfah just can't get set to throw a decent punch.
I guess he missed by a mile there, Jim. I noticed you swayed out of that one. I thought it was coming out the ring for a minute, that Melfah swing. League at the moment, isn't it? And it looks like staying that way, unless you can just, there's always this game, of course, one punch can cancel out all the arrears. Makes a bit of a mockery of sciences at times.
Graham's putting a little bit more power into his own punches. I think he's beginning now to try to sicken Melfah.
Just look at that, you know. Look back at the old history of boxing, and I suppose that's how the great Jack Johnson must have done it. But I think he can hit just that bit harder. Yeah, well, he's got away with it for years, I suppose, Barry.
Yeah, but not touching his toes and all this sort of thing, you know.
No, he won't be able to do that with the Michael Nunns and Iran Barclays and Callum Bays of this world, that's for sure. Round 5. as you were saying, Jimmy, just stepping that bit closer now when he unloads the punches, the champion.
Yeah, he's putting a little bit more power, and I think the reason he's dropping his hands and showboating, he's trying to demoralise Melfah, put him in his place. And these are good punches coming in from Graham now. Melfah has really been under pressure all the way through the fight, and I think he'll be feeling the pace quite soon.
Busted up a bit now, his heavy nosebleed.
This really has been an excellent performance from Graham so far. He's done everything right. He's kept him.
He's stuffed in there, Jim. It's all over. And as you were saying, he's done it right, and you couldn't do it more right than that, if you forgive the grammar, in the 5th round. And it was simply, well, a one-horse race, Jim.
Yeah, that was a sensible decision from referee Coyle. I mean, Melfah wasn't being knocked out, but he had absolutely no success all the way through the fight. He was taking steady punishment. It was pretty obvious he wasn't going to get back into the fight. He was only going to ship more punishment. So it's nice to see a bit of sensible refereeing. I agree with that.
Well, there was a lot of pre-fight talk on, you know, the danger of Melfah's punching, but of course, apart from boxing Reggie Miller, decent American, it was hard for us to judge it in his pro career, whether he really could bang as hard as we thought, and he just didn't get the opportunity. He hardly caught Graham with some really good punches. Jim, in replay then towards the finish.
Yeah, well, Graham stepped up a gear in the previous round, thumping solid left-hand punches in, and he was doing really as he liked all the way through. Good punches, and Melfah under pressure at all times, no answer at all to everything Graham was doing. So thankfully the referee didn't allow it to go much longer.
Your referee, John Coyle, stopped the contest in 1 minute 33 seconds of the 5th round to save Melfah taking further punishment. The winner and still the middleweight champion of Great Britain, And please, ladies and gentlemen, show your appreciation of a very gallant loser, Johnny Melfah.
Well, he's taken a bow there, Johnny Melfah, and that's the MP Tom Pendry, meditative steward of the Boxing Board of Control, who's going to present the Lonsdale belt, made by new makers, so it's the new Lonsdale belt as far as the Boxing Board of Control are concerned, and Graham takes this one home for keeps, and he'll like that. You have to have 3 winning championship fights to get this, and although they don't have to be consecutive, you can retire and come back if you're unbeaten. And there's Mr. Pendry, and please face I was going to say Fleet Street photographers, but they're all over the place these days, the newspaper smudgers, as they're affectionately known in the game. With Jim Rosenthal.
Herol, thanks for coming over so fast. The Lonsdale belt outright, what does that mean to you, first of all?
Absolutely, it's a dream come true, honestly. It's a real dream come true. I've always wanted the Lonsdale belt. I missed out on the light middle, so this time I've got it with the middleweight championship, and I'm absolutely delighted.
It was a one-sided fight and almost an arrogant performance from you at times. Would you go along with that?
Yes, in the first 2 rounds, yeah. I wanted to get the measure of him and show him who was the boss, which I did, and then Brendan told me to ease off and start the boxing. And with the pounding I gave him, there's undoubtedly that the ref was going to stop it.
Yes, that didn't come a moment too soon. I know at times you used to have a little act where you tied your hands behind your back and said to people, hit me if you can. And it was a bit like that almost here, wasn't it?
It was. I started doing that and Brendan told me off for doing it. I had to start.
And now, 29 now, are you going to be a world champion again?
Definitely going to be a world champion, definitely. And I'm going to bring this championship back to England, back to Sheffield, Nottingham, London, wherever I go. It's going to be mine soon.
No doubts about that at all?
Thank you very much, no doubt at all.
Good performance tonight. You're British champion. You've got the Lonsdale belt outright. Congratulations from us all.
Thank you very much. Thank you.